with no long lines unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Madsen's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Okay, kids, Dad's gonna teach you how to dance. First, spread your feet apart. Then, pump your knee, nod your head, shake your hips, and bite your lip ever so slightly. Now, with one hand in the air, point at people with the other hand. I call that the rock star.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
Now, make a face like it just smells something bad.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome to 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. This is Peter Ferguson, BHS LLC, joined on the ones and twos, and you are joining, as we said, Bigger Than the Score, where our focus is to lead with relationships and lift with purpose. And we'll have powerful voices, real stories, real growth, and you're here in the space for conversation and insight. So, Harrison, haven't seen you it's been a week. You took a little bit of time off because you had some extended hours the day before, but how you doing? I haven't seen you since, I think, the holidays.
I think it might have been that long. Well, Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, all that good stuff.
I think the rule is you're supposed to say it the first time you see it and then let it go.
Yeah. Shout out Nick, both Nicks. It was Nick Sander, Nick Wyman helping me out. But yeah, no, I'm doing phenomenal. Obviously, after yesterday's result, I'm doing even better. Shout out to the Chicago Bears. Also, Husker men's hoops and then Nebraska wrestling on Friday. It's winter sports have just been a lot of fun.
Well,
for me in particular, than I know for the basketball world, men and women's.
Well, you got a big game tonight for the women. On the women's side, you got them playing UCLA, and then coming in with the Betts sisters. And so we had actually one of the Betts on, I think, during her senior year in high school with Adam Bertine.
Yeah, that's right.
And so I'm excited. I'm going to get to go to that game and kind of see them perform, and excited to see that duo and see how the Huskers do with them, because I mean, they've got some size, definitely.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I know last game Petrie played really well. Britt Prince is always, she's capable of going off kind of the same way we'll see Sanford just like start launching them from three on the men's side. And it should be a lot of fun. It's just fun to watch these two programs, men and women's, then also women's basketball. I know a lot of people are following the Crook show because of what she's doing down there in Iowa State. Like, they're getting a lot of limelight, and for the right reasons. I mean, there's some entertaining players right now across women's sports, in particular with the college basketball scene. It reminds me a little bit of Angel Reese. I like Caitlin Clark. And more every year, you're just getting more Bukers, more talent all across the floor, or maybe more narratives. Being told should be the better way to put it.
Well, I think all of them all have been in that same kind of AAU, term, and I think that's a conversation for another day. But it's interesting because they all overlapped a little bit.
Yeah,
and so you kind of wonder about the developmental component of what went on, because I remember seeing Crooks at Iowa State. My daughter, she was on the tail end. She was a lot younger, but then you see like Caitlin Clark, you see the Angel Reese, and so they were all in that kind of similar circuit. So you wonder if it's similar like the men's basketball side. You had the Jordans, you had the Birds. What was kind of in the water, or is the development? Was the development during that time kind of said, okay, this is what we're going to focus on, and then also you have some of the attention, which was well overdue.
Yeah. Well, some of those women are such phenomenal shooters. Like, it's unreal. Like that Iowa State team. Like, I don't know if there's anything even close to this like in the men's this year, but you watch those games, like, why does nobody double team Crooks? And then you go through the lineup, it's like, oh, you shoot 45% from three, you shoot, dang near 50%. And it's like, lethal shooters. So it's just a fun time. Go check out women's college basketball tonight, obviously with Nebraska, UCLA, a lot of good talent. But just enjoy the entire scene, because this is a really good year.
Unique, and sometimes it doesn't come back again. I mean, you hope for the sustainability. I think that's the next step. Finish the year out and then have some sustainability and what that looks like. Well, that being said, like I said, I didn't see you last week, so why do some shout outs? I got to do the holiday giving to you. And so, we were thinking about you and really do appreciate everything that you do for the show. And so I always like to have a little bit of fun while you're opening that. Okay. Want to thank last week's guests, Belinda and Ital. Phenomenal to open up the year, the fourth year of Bigger Than the Score. And, as I got some opportunities this week to travel, so this is the first one that you're opening up. I got the opportunity to go to Georgia this week. And next week, we're going to have a junior mayor on, but went to Statesboro. Went to Statesboro, home of Georgia Southern. And so got to visit and the hospitality there was phenomenal. I mean, I had some food. I'm a foodie, but I don't normally post food, but I'm glad I came in after the Fitness Fanatics, because I went to a place with some fish, and you're opening up your next gift, the People's Champion. Yeah,
I don't want to spoil it, but this is incredible.
We'll show that in a minute. But I want to thank Scholar, Jamerson Hughes and the Village Builders Initiative, Mayor Jonathan McCullough, Dr. Lashara Mitchell, their youth council, and then that Village Builder Initiative in Statesboro. They treated me so well. I got to engage. The mayor, at the end of our conversation, I'm going to hold him to it. He says, I got to see you in April. We're coming down to Lincoln in April.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. And I told him the temperature. and I said, oh yeah, it was like 60, 55. We were wearing, shorts, and he's like, no, we ain't doing that. So he has made the commitment to come, but next week we'll have Dr. Mitchell and then Jamerson Hughes, who's the junior mayor, who's been on before. They'll be in studio. And so I'm excited about that. So thank you for that hospitality. And as we make that shift, you saw the Georgia Southern gift. I brought that back for my travels. The other one we had to get that and hook you up.
Yeah, for everyone who's the infamous Pop-Tart Bowls gear.
So
this is a sick MVP. I was looking at this and I wanted to pull the trigger on it. And it's like, can I really buy the Pop-Tart Bowl gear when it's neither of my teams are playing in
yeah,
it?
you have to. I've got one. I wore it last week, and that's why I brought it. And I was like, man, I didn't know he wasn't going to be here, so I bought you. I got one, and so I'm
thank
excited
you very
for
much.
it.
This is awesome.
No problem.
I don't know how many people would assume like this was on my wish list. It's the Pop-Tarts Bowl gear. But you nailed it. Thanks very much, Pete. That's awesome. And I realized you're rubbing up with some elbows. I'm excited to see those guys down in April.
Oh yeah,
that'll be a lot of fun.
Well, we'll have a couple of them next week, so I'm looking forward to that. So with that being said, we've got 2 in-house guests, and I'm kind of switching it up a little bit because I think oftentimes we can read off the script and do the demographic information on who our individuals are, and so when I have people that know each other, I'd like them to introduce each other so we get a flavor and a flair of who they are, who they think they are, but also some of the unknown components. And so we're going to start off with Emily, and Emily's going to introduce our first guest. And then Ziana, you're going to introduce Miss Emily. So Emily, tell people who you are, your purpose, and then introduce our first guest.
Yeah, well, my name is Emily Koopman. I'm the executive director at the Belmont Community Center. My purpose is to just encourage mutual flourishing in all aspects and all ways. I always want to see flourishing in my community and in my neighborhood. This is Ziana Barbie, and she is a 5th grade scholar from Belmont Elementary School, and she is a student who attends programming at the Belmont Community Center, and she is an outstanding leader. She can be heard through the halls and through the walls of Belmont, okay? And she certainly knows how to, I see her all the time at the BCC supporting her younger peers. She will lead the lines and she will encourage younger students, and sometimes she'll just tell them how it is too. And I appreciate that. So sometimes she tells us how it is, and I'm still on the fence whether I appreciate that or not. So, but yes, this is Ziana.
Fantastic. Ziana, tell us who just introduced you. And who are you and your purpose first?
My name is Ziana, and my purpose is to help others in need. And the second guest is Emily Koopman. She is one of the directors at the BCC, and she just likes to uplift people, help them out however she can, whenever she can, even though she has a lot on her plate. Because being a director of a building with a lot of kids is hard. Because, she has to do a cajillion things in a short amount of time, but she still figures out how to do it. And like she said, I like to help the younger ones, tell them how it is, how it should be.
I like that. Well, Emily, hearing that, first off, how do you feel hearing that? And then we're going to ask you to share a little bit more about yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I feel very seen. Cajillion things is exactly the definition of how I feel like I'm moving at the moment, especially as we prepare for so many exciting things happening in our community over the next week and things that I'm really passionate about. Again, as the director of the community center, but also as an advisor for the youth rally, and just someone who's really passionate about this time of year and how it's impacted me as a youth and how I get to be involved in it as an adult.
Fantastic. So before we get into all that, tell us a little bit more about who you are. I know you've been on before, but it's been a minute. You're also a mother, a daughter. Yeah, give a shout out. Who makes up your family, and where, kind of where have you resided? Where have you lived, and have you always been in the Lincoln area? Tell us a little bit about that.
I grew up in the Raymond area, Ceresco, Raymond area, and
the Mustangs. So shout out to them now.
Yep. And then I came up here to UNL, and I earned my degree in business and economics. And at some point I said, maybe I'm not supposed to just go straight into business. And so I moved to Chicago, and I got a degree in intercultural and urban studies from a seminary out there. And then I came back, to where I'm from, and now live in Lincoln. Own my first house in the Clinton neighborhood. Really proud.
Okay, homeowner there.
Clinton, and just proud of North Lincoln in general. I love being able to bebop around. I have a 10-year-old son who loves to ride his bike around Clinton, loves to hang out at the Belmont Community Center, goes to school at Campbell Elementary School. So we really just float around kind of somewhere near Superior Street, somewhere between Superior and 27th, you can find us. So just we love being neighbors. We love being around other people, and we love being with our peers and our friends. So
shout out. So Max, you got to give a shout out by name.
yeah, shout out to Max and my parents who
Yeah,
are
I was
hanging
gonna
out with
say.
Max. Shout out to Kevin and Ann, who my dad today was like, "Oh, are you on the radio?" He always tells me I undersell what I'm doing.
Yeah, I was gonna
my dad
say,
loves
yeah,
my
yeah.
dad's on the radio.
So-
I was on the radio as a kid with my dad on a
Yes.
folk radio show. So, that's kind of our background is the folk music. And so my dad today was like, "Oh, you're on the radio? What are you doing?" I was like, "Yeah, I think you can find it on a link somewhere." But I was rushing. So here's hoping my dad can hear and see this.
Well, give a shout out. The
Yeah.
Koopman name is known by many, and so if you're listening, you can find 93.7 The Ticket on all your platforms. On
you go.
Twitter, you can find, or on X now. You can find it on Facebook. You can find it on YouTube. You can also find the replays on 93.7 The Ticket. KLK. Or I was going to say what? I almost
KMTK.
said KMTK.
FM, yep.
I almost said the television station. No free shout outs, as Nick Sanders would say. So
Yeah.
tell us about the Koopman family.
Yeah, my mom is Dr. Ann Koopman, and she's the director of advising at Doane University. And so just proud of her and all of her academic achievements and why I feel like I can be such a strong and empowered woman who can do a cajillion things. And then my dad is the guy who actually does a cajillion things. And Kevin Koopman was a longtime educator, band teacher, music people, gig player. He is all around doing his thing and always finding some new hobby. He's retired, but that term feels loose in comparison to what my dad signs up for. And I think he's subbing right now. He's being a substitute out in Ashland or something. So he retired is not exactly the word we would use, but he loves to do stuff. And again, my parents are hanging out with Max, and Max is probably riding his bike around the neighborhood or doing something like that. So
Good stuff. Zana, what about you? Where are you from? Have you always lived in Lincoln, and who makes up your family?
I have always lived in Lincoln around let me think, around like the Belmont area. Basically the Belmont area.
Okay.
I've always lived around there and stuff. And who makes up my family is my mom. Her name is Sierra Barbie. My other mom, Capri Harrell. My siblings, Tyara Barbie, Jamila Barbie. And yeah, pretty much my mom, Sierra, I wouldn't be here without her, because there were some times like in my life where in a million years I would never think that I would be here doing like this type of stuff. But she helped me see that what I am, who I am, and not to change who I am for other people. She helped me lift myself up. I give her motivation. She gives me motivation. Because I remember the other day talking to her about not listening to like the haters and stuff like that. Telling her just I like making people feel good. She likes making people feel good. She's really the woman of the house. Because 3 daughters is kind of a lot to deal with. So just telling you from my point of view, because I know it's a struggle dealing with me and my siblings, because we are always getting in a tussle, a fight. Okay. Sometimes we can be chilling and we still get in trouble, but that's just a part of being a sibling. But yeah, that's pretty much who makes up my family.
Okay, and where have you gone to school? I mean, what grade are you in, and then where have you ventured and gotten your education?
When I was in kindergarten, I went to Russo Elementary.
Okay, the Rams, the Fighting Rams.
And then first grade, I went to Belmont. That's when I started going to the BCC. And yeah, I'm in 5th grade at Belmont Elementary. I have incredible educators. Shout out to Mrs. E, Mr. Piper, my homeroom and my one teacher.
Okay. I love it. Harris and I were like looking at each other, and I'm like, man, we should just walk out and go ahead.
Yeah, you can host. You can get out of here, Pete.
Yeah, I was like, you are going to be coming back, and you're going to be hosting. You're definitely going to be hosted in my absence. So you shared a little bit about it, and we talk a lot about purpose. Those people that are around me, kind of like, oh man, you must be connected with Pete, because you like opened up and said your name and your purpose. But how do you, and Mrs. E is one of the ones that kind of helped me frame this, how do you live your purpose each day? And you shared a little bit about that, but give maybe a specific on how you live your purpose each day.
How I live my purpose on helping others in need is because I remember we were at the BCC.
And the
Friday.
BCC, for people that don't know, is Belmont Community Center. Yeah. So that's just that's our street name. The BCC. If you hear BCC out there, it's the Belmont Community Center.
Yes. I remember Friday before Saturday. There was 2 girls having some problems, and I told one of them because the other one, how, because it's a lot of drama when you have girl best friends and you get into a fight with them and all that stuff. So how I tried to help the other girl is tell her that if she is going to go around and tell people stuff that isn't true and it isn't true, don't believe it. Just believe what you believe, because in reality, people will always try to tell people other things when they're mad at you or when you did something, but just forget about it. Because if you know deep down in your heart that it's not true and you know what you did and you know that they're lying, you don't have to worry about it. Because as long as you and you only know that's true, and if it's not true, that's all that matters. As long as you feel good about yourself, as long as you feel confident to do things, that's all that matters.
I think what you said is you connected it with the young people and your peers that you're around, but that's things adults can take. I think, being in HR and just in the other spaces, that's what ends up being 90%. It's not that you can't do the work. It's the other extracurricular things. And then the lack of you not believing in yourself because you're believing in a hater. And I always say a hater is somebody that sees the potential in you before you see it in yourself, or is trying to prevent you from seeing the potential in yourself. So thank you for sharing that. Emily, I always ask what made you smile yesterday, but as the director of the Belmont Community Center, as a mother, as a daughter, I want to ask you this question. What is something that people shouldn't have to live without? And I know you incorporate that in everything you do at BCC, but again, the question, what is something people shouldn't have to live without?
Oh, I mean, you can imagine that my standard response is going to be community. I'm big on community. I'm big on being with others, having support, feeling connected and human connection. I don't think any of us gets anywhere on our own. I think that we rely on different people, on different powers, on different ways that we can find who we are inside of ourselves. But definitely, I mean, you heard it from Ziana, right? Because these little girls lived in community with Ziana, they could get a good word in, right? They could learn something from Ziana and know that the confidence is within themselves. Sometimes you got to hear it from someone else, and then you can look within and really know it for yourself. And so definitely, I don't think no one should live without human connection and deep care.
Wow. We want to, I always ask kind of a hot take. And so I want to quickly, Ziana, give me what's something that's out there on these streets right now that people are talking about that you're like, you know what, this is kind of, this is a chat, Minecraft, or, I know MTV just went away. So that's my hot take right now is I'm struggling. Harrison doesn't even know. He's like, oh, I just went to YouTube. I went to MTV. What's a hot take?
I would say a hot take is just drama right now, gossip, at school.
Oh, you don't need to tell me what it is now. Harrison's looking at me like, hold up, Harrison, I'm gonna get a phone call or whatever. Okay, so gossip and those type of things are going on. So we're gonna go to break real quick. But Ziana, I know you're involved in something with the Belmont book project with the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Youth Rally March. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. And then Emily, you are not only the BCC director, you're an advisor, but you also are key in reinstituting and bringing back to the community the Reimagine Community Breakfast. So when we get back, we're going to talk a little bit about that on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com. Hey, this is Jay Foreman, the host of Old School, 3 to 6 p.m. here at 93.7 The Ticket. And one of my favorite things to do is come down and meet all the fans before and after as they cheer on our beloved Huskers.
This message is brought to you by the Downtown Lincoln Association and 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey, it's me, your cell phone. We need to talk about something serious. I know you love me. I know you like using me wherever you are, but I feel like this isn't working out when you're driving. I know you may think that it's possible to focus both on me and the road, but I just don't feel the same way. I think we should spend time away from each other when you're driving. It's for the best.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
From Chromebooks to whiteboards, today's classrooms are blending tradition with technology. Hi, I'm Tim Royers, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. Learning is evolving, and public schools are helping students succeed in a digital world. Stay engaged, stay curious, and support your child's learning both online and off. Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships, one with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Nutrition Authority presents Fusion 30, an ultra premium protein ideal for anyone wanting to look, feel, and perform their best. Fusion 30 can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Stop in today for a free sample, visit with a certified nutritionist, and get better than internet pricing. For store info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Golfing in 72 degrees and perfect conditions in Nebraska doesn't seem possible in December, but it is. Double Eagle Golf is your escape from the bone-chilling cold outside and a reason to keep the clubs out year-round. Book your holiday parties at Double Eagle Golf and make plans to join them for a New Year's Eve party. Gift cards make a great stocking stuffer for Christmas, and don't forget to look ahead to 2026 as spring leagues begin in February. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Online at doubleeagle.golf.
Winter is just around the corner. Is your vehicle ready? Don't get left out in the cold. At A1 Automotive, we prep your car for whatever winter throws your way here in Nebraska. For battery checks, for brake inspections, tires, heaters, whatever your car needs to keep you and your family safe on the road, we've got you covered. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
My
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get one half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney location. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
It's basketball season, and Salt Mine City is your pregame and postgame headquarters in the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Get ready for the game with their big, fatty 7-ounce hamburger or try a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, your basketball headquarters, now open at 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
Back to Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. This is Peter Ferguson, and as always, joined on, actually, I was going to say he's Clark Kent on the ones and twos. We got Harrison as he made a uniform change. So now he is the Super Bowl. He is the People's Champion. With the Pop-Tart gear on.
I had
already.
to. I think we've all come to a conclusion that is the best bowl game so far. I think some teams in the college football playoffs might be a little jealous of that one.
I think some of them might tank to just get into it. It's either that one or the Snoop Dogg one, but that's a whole other episode. So we'll talk about when you get chains for winning a bowl game. That's a death row.
Not a bad deal.
Yeah, I was going to say, you might as well take it. But thank you for joining us on the second Sunday here in January. And we are joined by two phenomenal guests, Diana and Emily. Emily's the director at the BCC, and the BCC has been serving the Lincoln community proudly and strongly since 1937. They are connected in a lot of different ways, provide childcare, and she'll share a little bit more about that, extra curriculum. They rent out the facilities and have gained their recognition and are also connected. Adam's Characters got a football camp coming this summer, and they generously donated and supported the BCC with some proceeds from last year's camp, and now are doing the same thing with this year's camp. So check that out. They have a variety of different sponsors. She'll speak to that, but I know Stone Farms is definitely one of them, have helped with just various things from a financial capacity, but also physical support. And they're connected with the Belmont community in a lot of ways. Their service through COVID and just throughout since 1937, so many other things. They're also connected with and a host location for the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Youth Rally and March Planning Committee and the Belmont Book Project, which Ziana is a part of. And so I got to give a shout out to her scholars, Essence, Elizabeth, Corey, Zainab, Mohammed, Miriam, Ahmed, Aline, Ziana, and Dom, and Mrs. E, who has also helped facilitate that as well. And so the rally is coming up on Monday, January 19th. And it's in its 31st year. The 93.7 The Ticket will be a primary media sponsor from 9 to 12. They're going to have a live remote there, and really appreciative of DP, Rebecca, and the rest of the crew there as well. And Nick Sainert always says no free shout outs. So Emeritus is definitely one that is a part of that. The Lincoln Community Playhouse, where we'll have a rehearsal, the food bank, Link to Literacy. Some of the familiar people from the station are also supporting. And then reimagined and coming back to the community in its first year since COVID halted it in 2021 is the community breakfast. And so, Emily, tell us a little bit about multi-sector engagement and how the community breakfast has become a component that's kind of spearheading that term for you.
Yeah, I am, like I said, really passionate about mutual flourishing, about human connection, and I love to see when all of us in our own capacities, in our own leadership, in our own fields of work and passions, then come together for something that we know will impact all of us. And so the Reimagined Breakfast, the MLK Community Breakfast, is coming back Friday, January 16th. Doors open at 7 a.m. and the breakfast and program will start at 7:30. And this has been a long-standing commitment that our community has done. And I feel honored to even just help revive it and help get it back on its feet. And because I know that it used to garner such wide support of people, again, from all over, all industries coming together to kick off the year with a shared vision and a shared responsibility. From what I understand, the Freedom Breakfast always gave out a scholarship.
Yeah.
And so we are continuing that tradition from how our elders and our community members already set up the breakfast in order to support the youth in our community and create opportunity. And so we are excited to offer scholarships at all levels this year. Our goal in this breakfast is to award a senior a scholarship into higher education and where they're going, offer middle schoolers scholarships as they want to participate in clinics and summer camps and special interest opportunities that help you grow and discover who you are at that age. And then for also school age families and children who participate in after school programs and summer programming. Lincoln Littles does great work doing tuition assistance for our early childhood kids, but school age kids are still little.
Right, yeah.
You know, kindergarten through fifth graders are still little, and places like the BCC, we have a hard time structuring in those support systems, those sliding scales, those ways that we can honor working families and make sure they can afford sending their children to spaces before school, after school, when there's no school in session, things like that. And so the breakfast will do all of those things. All ticket sales go towards those scholarships and covering the breakfast. And part of that multi-sector engagement is the support from Bryan College Health Sciences. And they, again, are a legacy institution in our community. People who have been here for a long time, Bryan Health, and taking care of folks in our community. So they are part of the breakfast and helping ensure that we are seen at all levels in all ways, whether we're the small little community center or we're the big health system. We're doing this together and we're caring for our kids and our families and each other.
And definitely, if you want to continue to get more information on that, you can go to the BCC website, also the MLKYouthRally.com website. Tickets are available, honestly, up until we're sold out.
Yeah,
I mean, it's been an
that's right.
aggressive push, but had a tremendous response. And so would love to see you there. We'll get some more information out as well on that. Ziana, as you heard, Emily speak a little bit about the breakfast and the rally component. Talk about you're getting to be involved in the Rally Book Project. It's a component that's gone on for 15 plus years, and you are in this year's piece. Talk a little bit about what the book project means to you and what role do you have?
What the book project means to me is kind of like when we're going to be performing and talking about all of our stuff, and that what I want people to understand is that there's more to these people than just their titles and what you know them as. I want people to gather up information that they didn't already know, and I want them to take it and put it in their real life. I want them to think hard about what really happened and how, oh, these people actually went through this stuff. And what it means to me is to educate people on how the time was back then and how the time is now and how it has changed sincerely, like a lot. It has changed big. Because from the time that those people were alive to the time we are alive, there has been so many big differences and so many small differences, and there's been tragedies, and there's been uplifts, there's been congratulations, there's been like deaths, there's been depressions, there's been great times. But I just want people to know and understand that what you think you know, you might not really know. Because before I started doing all this stuff in 4th grade, before I started learning about stuff, and especially this year, I didn't know any of this. Like, I knew what Martin Luther King Jr. Day was, but I did not know any of this other stuff. So the opportunity to get, like, this opportunity is once in a lifetime, because without this opportunity, I would still not know what people have went through and how tragic that is. That is for real sad, because once you really learn about it, you really start to think, like, that is heartbreaking. Like, how could such bad things happen to such good people?
Well, and as I think about, your engagement and your involvement, as you said, you've learned about things. What we're excited about is, and just Emily and I have seen a preview. DP got to see a preview, and others will get to see some of it this afternoon. You're going to educate others. And so I think that's the nice part, because it is the youth rally, Monday, January 19th. We're throwing a lot of dates, and we'll get things synced for you. But Monday, January 19th at the Union at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, doors open at 8:45. Come in for a community, engagement fellowship with a photo booth, some other activities, books from Link to Literacy. And then at 10 o'clock, we have an entirely youth program. And so I'm excited to see you and your peers showcase and educate the things that you learned that you didn't know, and do that for adults. So with that being said, I always ask about advice. And I want you to just kind of choose and just tell us, what's a piece of advice that you would want to make sure every either adult, your peers, or educators should receive? And I'm going to ask you that, and then Emily, the same thing. So tell me, it's a piece of advice that I want adults, I think every peer or every educator should receive, or all of them. So a piece of advice.
A piece of advice that I would give is...
And who would it go to?
It would go to everybody and anybody, whether they're big, small, like a kid, adult. It doesn't matter. This goes for everybody. People will tell you things over and over again, and then you really start to think those things. And then they lose the fact that they're a good person, and like they start thinking these things. Cause I want to say, don't be worried, cause I know that this happens to some people, and that's totally fine. People will have like one friend, right? Or zero, but that's okay, because people, like how they make fun of you and why they make fun of you, there's no really good answer. Awesome. They just do it to get attention for themselves. They want to do it to make them seem cool. But let me tell you right now, when I see people doing that, it's not cool. It's really not, because there's no reason why somebody should get so much negative things told to them to the point where they actually believe that stuff.
So that act of kindness and love is what we want to see. Emily, before we go to break, what is a piece of advice that you feel like everybody should have or everybody should receive, whether it's to adults, peers, or educators?
Yeah, I mean, I like to kind of live by the motto: if you're not part of the solution, man, you might be part of the problem. So just keep being part of the solution, and it just doesn't take much. It doesn't take much to contribute, like Zion was saying. It doesn't take much to just give a kind word to somebody, to treat somebody well. I'm not asking anybody to do anything outside of themselves, but just be part of the solution wherever you're going.
Definitely. And I think the BCC has done that since 1937.
That's right.
And continues to do that. So we will be back on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score, with Emily and Ziana. And we'll see you after the break.
Want to make the easy call? Call John Henry's. From leaky pipes to a broken AC, flickering lights to furnace fights, even drains and duct cleaning, we've got it handled. Plumbing, heating, air, and electrical, all under one trusted roof. Proudly serving homes across Lincoln, Omaha, and surrounding areas, and ready 24/7. Visit calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating
and Electrical.
Graham Tire presents life's greatest adventures.
Okay, take the worm, put it on the hook. Now bring your pole back and throw it forward. And just let the fish come to you.
I got a bite! It's a big one, Dad!
Great road trips start with great service. Graham Tire, your tire store next door, with 5 convenient Lincoln locations, getting you to the places that matter most.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
MWR, a local company of Lincoln, is proud to announce they are able to offer their own post-frame building packages in metal to anyone desiring a building, whether you're a contractor or a DIYer. They can install your building as always, and they offer multiple different rib profiles and loads of color options, including the wood grain metal at great competitive prices. You can inquire at mwrbuildingandfence.com or just draw your desired building and submit it in their contact us page, and they'll get back to you. Call MWR today at 402-540-8966.
Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. The weather in the winter months is cold, windy, and as unpredictable as a tee shot on the 450-yard par 4. With top-of-the-line full-swing simulators and a PGA teaching professional, Back Nine Golf is there to help you improve your game and lower your score. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for members. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Back Nine Golf, your premier indoor golf and events destination.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine. Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket immediately after every Nebraska men's basketball game for 1 hour of post-game recap. The Nebraska Basketball Postgame Show is sponsored by Union Bank and Trust, John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical, and the Lincoln Airport on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Bagels & Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
Anderson Ford in Lincoln has 2 convenient locations, which means 2 times the customer service, 2 times the inventory, and 2 times the ability to get you in the car of your dreams. Whether you visit us on the north side or the south side, you'll find more selection and a team that's always on your side. When you're looking for a better way to buy your next Ford, visit Anderson Ford in Lincoln, where exceptional service meets unbeatable selection.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Back to Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. This is Peter Ferguson, and joined on the ones and twos with Harrison on the second Sunday in January. A beautiful day outside. Got Husker basketball up at 6 o'clock with the women, teeing off against UCLA, and then you got playoff football in the NFL, and then we've got the final 2 combatants. I shouldn't say combatants. We got the final 2 teams in the championship football playoffs with Miami and Indiana coming up. With that being said, we are entering a week, and I would say a month. I don't want to say it's just a day, but we've got some components coming up with the breakfast for the MLK Community Breakfast that's been reimagined, and we got Emily Koopman here with the Belmont Community Center, and she has brought that piece back. And so I want to share some information just to make sure people are aware of that opportunity. Emily, you want to reshare what that is, the purpose, and then how can people get tickets?
Yeah, we are excited to reintroduce and in partnership with Youth Rally and with Bryan College of Health Sciences and a lot of other folks. And it all starts with those who started the MLK Freedom Breakfast and being able to, again, take what they have done and rebuild it into something that's for our community. We're going to kick that off on Friday, January 16th, before the rally that following Monday. And that is going to be at 7 a.m. at the Firefighters Reception Hall. You can buy tickets. Tickets are just $25 to start your morning off with us, get a good breakfast, help us create a shared vision for our community. The theme is honoring legacy and building connections, and part of that is about creating opportunities for youth and continuing to celebrate them and see people from all over our city, folks in our city council, elders in our community, folks from the community center, folks from the youth rally, youth from our schools are all going to be there and have this shared vision of what it means to come together right at the beginning of the year and honor the legacy of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. So.
And I think the great thing is honoring the legacy, but the full life of Reverend Dr. King. And there's been institutional individuals that have provided that legacy to support us reimagining it. You've got, Thomas Christie, you got Dr. Jose Soto, Ed Wimes. And so really appreciative of them. But also, and I'll say turning that next page in that chapter, but just writing that next page and continuing that full life and legacy. So you can go to MLKYouthRally.com, MLKYouthRally.com. There's a community breakfast tab. We'll give you a link to purchase tickets. You can also call the BCC at any time. So look up the BCC, and they will definitely be willing to help you. Ziona, you are part of the 31st annual Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Youth Rally and March that will happen on Monday, January 19th. You are a legacy amongst yourself with the Civil Rights Book Project, and you have a phenomenal part and piece. And so I'm excited. We want you to share your opening piece for those individuals that are going to learn about leadership, learn about legacy. We're going to provide joy, hope, and community. And so give them a little snippet of what they're going to be walking into with your piece.
All right. Just let me stand up.
Oh, she already got that mic movement, Harrison. She already knows what she's doing with that mic movement. Yeah, we'll go ahead and.
Yeah, but I'll turn that mic off so you can move it around without worrying about it making too much noise.
All right, just go ahead right up to it. There you go. Go ahead.
So my part, we are doing H's for Harlem. We are doing H's for Harlem. It is a phenomenal book. I have read it a lot of times. It is amazing. I'm so excited to be doing this. I don't know what other book could be better than this one. So here is the little snippet. A is for Apollo Theater. In New York, it might be fun to ride the A train. Get off at the 125th Street station in the heart of Harlem. Walk right over to the world famous Apollo Theater. And if you know what's good for you, you don't skip it. Skip this. Rub the rock, the stumper. Every performer has come at the Apollo Theater and has rubbed the rock. It's their good luck charm, their handshake. It is a joy of hope, community, and audacity, where everybody can go in, laugh, be moved, and will, hopefully learn a new song.
Okay, I love that. Now stay standing up because we're going to let you do the lead out because I know we're about ready to time the show. So Monday, January 19th, doors open at 9 a.m., 10. We've got the community breakfast on Friday. You're going to get snippets of things like this. You'll want to make sure that you sign up and come to that. So you can go to mlkyouthrally.com, but I want you to close out. You got the ending? You remember the ending?
Yes.
Okay, close us out with the ending, and we'll see you next week on 93.7 The Ticket. Go ahead, hit it.
All right. The ABCs were never meant to stay in the nursery. They weren't for babies just learning sounds. They were a choice of hope, joy, and audacity for everybody to learn. Not just to, sing a little song while washing your hands or out of the nowhere, you just pop up in your head. They were for people to learn, to know the meaning of the ABCs, and hopefully on the MLK Youth Rally, you will be moved and hopefully you will learn something by giving a story about the ABCs.
Good stuff. Hey, thank you, Emily. Thank you, Ziona. We will see you next week on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score.
If one of the things running through your mind as a business owner is the recurring worry of possible cyber attacks, you can let out a sigh of relief. Hamilton Business Technologies has you covered. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and more to keep your data safe from harm. We care about the success of Nebraska businesses and communities like yours. Learn how we can help you at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket immediately after every Nebraska men's basketball game for 1 hour of post-game recap. The Nebraska Basketball Postgame Show is sponsored by Union Bank and Trust, John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical, and the Lincoln Airport on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Winter is just around the corner. Is your vehicle ready? Don't get left out in the cold. At A1 Automotive, we prep your car for whatever winter throws your way here in Nebraska. For battery checks, for brake inspections, tires, heaters, whatever your car needs to keep you and your family safe on the road, we've got you covered. A1 Automotive, always.